Welcome back, guys! So in today's video, we're going to be going over how and why to create alt accounts for Injustice 2 Mobile. So the how portion, I'm going to be covering how to do it for an iOS device. There's plenty of other videos out there on how to do it for Android devices, but we're also going to be covering why to do it for Injustice specifically, because there are so many benefits. I have a couple of alt accounts, and I'll run through exactly why in just a second. So before we jump into how to create your alt accounts, I just want to welcome the newest members! So welcome Nick, Cooper, Flying DBZ, Sal, and King Neil. Thank you so much for becoming members of the channel and supporting me as a creator. If you want to become a member of the channel, you can also do so by clicking the join button on any of my videos, or it's actually the first link in the description as well. If you just click the link, it will take you to this exact page where it shows you how to join. You guys get a whole bunch of benefits by doing so. Stuff like these exclusive loyalty badges that show up next to your name in chat and comments and everything. Right now I've only got 2, but I'm going to build out a ton more of them. Custom emojis that you can use in chat or comments or anything like that. We just unlocked this gem one. The more members we get, the more emojis I get to supply for you guys. Then also you guys get secret videos such as glitch videos, leak videos, unlisted videos, members only stuff, whole bunch of stuff like that. And then additional benefits in Discord and live streams, stuff like that. And you also get a shout out in my videos as well. So it'd be much appreciated if you wanted to become a member and help me out. It's $4.99 a month. Just click the join button there or in my description. All right, so on to how to create an alt account. So right now, like I said, I'm only going to be covering how to do it on iOS. There are ways to do it on Android. There's tons of videos. I'll put a link in the description to one of the videos that I see shows you exactly how to create one pretty easily. But for iOS, all you have to do is first off, go to iCloud.com on your computer or mobile device, doesn't matter. And then on the site, there will be this Create Apple ID all the way at the bottom down here. So don't mess around with the sign-in page. Just click this Create Apple ID at the very bottom of the page. You click that, it's going to pop up with a Create Your Apple ID form. Fill out all of this information. Pretty simple. You can create whatever information you want, select these or not, and just push Continue. Once you push Continue, you will have set up your iOS new Apple ID. So just make sure that whatever email address you have it associated with is not the same email address that you already have your current device set up with. So right now, mine, I have a main account email address, and then I have all of my alt account email addresses. So just make sure that whatever email address you put in here is a secondary email address or a tertiary email address. So once you've set up your Apple ID, you'll go over to your device and go to the settings menu. Once you're in the settings menu, you're going to click Game Center. Let me just set up my overlays really quickly here. So we'll do this one. So go to Game Center, and it'll say Game Center. It'll show your profile name, and you're going to push Turn Off Game Center. So there's that little green button up at the top where the little slider bar under Game Center. You turn it off. So then you turn it back on. Let me just turn on my other little black bar here. We turn it back on. It's going to say Set Up Game Center As, and it'll say your main account name. So me, Chris. And then it'll have an option right above the cancel button that says not Chris, and you push not Chris. Okay, so you push the button right above the cancel button. Then, so let me turn this off. It'll pop up with, okay, then if you're not using your main account, what is the account that you want to sign in as? So right here, you will type in your Apple ID for the account that you want to sign in as. So let me turn my thing back on here. All right, so let me put my email address in. All right, so my information is in. We push next, and it's going to log me in. And then it's now got me signed in under my alt account. So now you swap back over to your game. And let me get rid of the black bars. Doop, doop, doop. And it should say the Game Center identity has changed on this device. You must now restart the game. So we're going to restart. Watch, my name went from you know, HTC_YT with a peace sign or something like that. And now when I'm signing in, it is going to be the updated Game Center account that's associated with it, which is HTC squared. It's only level 30, and it's one of my alt accounts. So now that we've got into one of our alt accounts, let's talk through why you would even create an alt account, okay? So number one, let's start with campaign. When it comes to campaign, I would say there's not very many benefits for seasoned players to have an alt account. A lot of people will, at an early stage, have this account so that they can farm characters like Batwoman here, also AAA, and also Dr. Fate, wherever he is, here. So they would get an alt account, they would farm those characters on their alt account, and then on their main account, they would request shards for those characters from their alt account through leagues, right? So that's basically it on your alt account, because everything else that you get in whatever it's called, campaign, is either a gear material, which you can't trade to your main account. You can't help out your main account. Coins, which again, you can't trade to your main account. Sims, can't trade to the main account. And XP, can't trade to the main account. So the only thing you can trade to the main account are shards, which is nice, but the characters in campaign for seasoned players, you're going to have all of them at 6 stars already, or at least working towards getting them there. So you wouldn't really want to ask or request shards in leagues for campaign characters. So campaign's kind of a bust. Operations. Same with operations in that the only thing you can get here are gear materials, can't trade, coins, can't trade, or gems, can't trade. So it's useful to use operations to build up as many gems as you can get, and I'll explain that right now. So the first useful place that you get to use your alt account is when buying chests, okay? So if, let's pretend Darkseid is coming out. Not let's pretend, he is coming out. I currently, on this alt account, have 1,325 gems that I can spend trying to unlock Darkseid. First off, I can unlock Darkseid, and second off, I can record the gameplay for it, which is fantastic for me. The only problem when it comes to buying chests is if you buy a chest and obtain a hero from the chest, they automatically become unlocked in your roster over here. So if I had unlocked, I don't know, Emerald Green Lantern through a chest, I think I actually did unlock him through a chest, I cannot trade his shards over to my main account because he automatically became unlocked. So if I unlock Darkseid, it will unlock him at whatever, 4 stars, and I will have 0 hero shards towards, you know, the next promotion because I unlocked him already. I used all of his shards to unlock him at 4 stars, and it automatically does that. So just be aware that that's the case. Now, if I buy another chest, like let's pretend I do, I don't know, the King of Atlantis Aquaman chest, right? And I had 0 shards for him, and then I bought his chest, and I got 160 shards for him. That means that I would have 160 out of 200 shards to be able to promote him to the next star rating. But because I've got 160 shards, I can then give those shards to my main account. So that's perk number 1. If you unlock the character and then get them again, you can trade the shards to your main account, which is great, which is what I will be doing for Darkseid. I'm going to try and unlock them and send shards over. The main reason that I created an alt account is challenge mode. How many of you guys don't have Silver Banshee on your main account at 6 stars? I would imagine quite a lot of you. I still don't. And I grind every day to get her when she's in challenge mode, but I'm not going to spend my gems on getting her to 6 star. So what I do is on my alt accounts, I grind Silver Banshee. I can spend some gems trying to unlock her, and then I can trade over those shards to my main account. So that's what I've been doing with my alt. You can see here, I've got 49. I haven't unlocked Silver Banshee, and I've got 49 shards. I can actually probably do a couple. Oh, I can't do the fight because I don't have high enough characters on this account. But I can sim these battles, get some more shards, and then trade them over to my main account. There's another 4. So I can send those over and get Silver Banshee max. Same with any challenge characters, right? On that same note, let's go over to Arena. Same deal with Arena. I don't have my, where is he? I don't have my classic Batman at 6 stars on my main account, right? And I'm almost never going to get him at 6 stars if I don't have alt accounts. The reason being is if I ask for shards in leagues from my league mates, they're not going to give me enough shards to be able to 6-star him, or even 4 or 5 or whatever star him, right? Because they're getting only a few shards themselves and they're trying to get him to 6 stars. Whereas if I've got, right now I've got 5 main account or 5 alt accounts, I can grind this season and get shards for classic Batman and trade them to my main account, giving my main account more chance of getting that character maxed out, as opposed to asking for the shards and nobody being able to provide them to me. Same with, so that was obviously just for the arena, what's it called? For the arena invasions. Well, what about the actual arena rewards? Here's another amazing reason to have an alt account. When you start your alt account, if you start your alt account today, and your threat in your alt account is only like, I don't know, 100k by the end of the week or end of the month or whatever, you are only going to be in arena with newbies like you that started recently. Let's look at this Shazam arena, right? This is Shazam, remember, right? Shazam arena for top 200 going into the final day. Top 200 is 10 mil, boys. 10 mil. You're trying to tell me with the amount of gems that I have, and again, remember, I only started this account a while ago, and I haven't put much effort into it. You're trying to tell me that with 10 mil, I couldn't get 10 mil very easily just through, you know, refreshing this Aquaman or building up a team of Atlantean Armor Aquaman, Power Girl, whatever. Then you get the rewards for Shazam, and you guessed it, you can trade them to your main account, right? So basically, the reason for having alts is to try and trade stuff to your alt or to your main account to build it up. The other reason for having an alt account is leagues, and when I say leagues, I mean actually fighting in leagues, okay? There's a ton of times that when you're fighting in leagues, that the boss or sub-boss will get about this much health left on it, and nobody wants to kill it. They'll just be sitting there going, well, I'm not going to waste a pip on trying to get us into phase 1. I'm going to let somebody else do it. Well, if you've got an alt account and you've unlocked, like you can see, again, my roster is absolute trash because I just started, but I spent, when I was in raids, I was getting the league credits and I was spending them all on Aquaman, right? And then the amount of gear material that you get out of raids, you can build up gear to level 40 very easily. Now you've built your Aquaman gear up to level 40, you can do massive damage, okay? So even if it's got probably around 400, 500k left on the sub-boss or Brainiac phase, this Aquaman would be able to kill that character, right? So A, you are able to get into phase 1 earlier, or, you know, kill the sub-boss so that you can do whatever you need to do next easier. Also, you can control when you go into those phases, meaning that if there's this much health left on sub-boss Horrific Scarecrow, and nobody's killing that sub-boss, I could go in whenever I wanted to with my King of Atlantis Aquaman, kill that sub-boss, and then know in my head immediately, okay, phase 1 is going to be up as soon as I finish this, swap back over to my main account, phase 1 will still be there, ready to rock, and I can jump in and do it. Whereas if you're sitting there waiting for somebody else to kill phase 1, you don't look at your phone for 10 minutes, you go back, and phase 1's already completed, because somebody's done exactly what I just said to do. Now, obviously, you should be working with your league mates and stuff, but you can be the guy that's like, hey, I just killed Horrific Scarecrow, phase 1 is up, everybody jump in and do your damage now so that you have an even chance to get raid rewards, right? You can be that guy. So then, additional to all of those benefits, you also get to fund the raid with your alt accounts. So if you're being active on your alt accounts, you can either play campaign and, you know, use all of your daily energy and get a bunch of campaign benefits, or go to Arena and get the season rewards, in that you can, sorry, the milestone rewards, in that you can start just getting 50 fights per day using autoplay like I showed you in the previous video. You can get all of these rewards on your alt account. That totals a ton of gold. Also, the credits that you get from defeating raid bosses and stuff like that can also go towards funding the raid, meaning that you don't need to use credits on your main account to fund the raid. Additional to that, if you are on your main account and you're missing, I don't know, let's see, under the League store, if you're missing any of the shards to max out these characters, you can buy the shards on your alt accounts and trade them over to your main accounts, as well as, last reason being, if you guys remember, maybe a month or so ago, they sent out 100 shards for Arkham Knight Batman to every person that had Arkham Knight Batman, because of the changes that were coming to the character. Now, if I had created my account in time, this account would have just gotten 100 free shards for Arkham Knight Batman that I could have then traded over. I do have an account that happened to, by the way. And I could have traded those 100 shards over to my main account to 6-star my legendary Batman, right? So those are the main reasons. Most of it is trading shards over to your main account. One is being able to be the guy that helps finish off sub-bosses and bosses that have very little health. And then the third and last reason is to fund raids, so that you don't have to spend credits on funding the raid on your main account. The only other reason that you would do this would be to try out new characters that come out. For me, as a YouTuber, what's going to be great is, again, when Darkseid is released, I'm going to try and spend as many gems on getting him unlocked as possible, so that A, I can create a video about him, B, if I've saved up a whole bunch of gear material and credits, I could max him out at, like, you know, level 60 or 70 gear, just to see what he looks like and stuff like that. But the main thing that you're going to want to care about is that you're able to test the gameplay and test the functionality and see if it's worth investing in that character on your main account without having to spend the gems, without having to spend the credits on your main account to do so. So if you can think of any other reasons that you would create an alt account, please let me know in the comments below. Other than that, y'all, if you liked the video, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe, and if you want to support me as a creator, feel free to click that join button and get your own benefits for the channel as well. Alrighty guys, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace guys.